Let's talk about Generation X. Anybody 40 up to 54? Put your hands up if you're Generation X. Yeah, that's me. I'm Generation X. So I was born into society before the internet. In fact, Generation X is very much like baby boomers. When we went to school, we were taught to follow the rules, to not question back, to do what we were told to do. In fact, when I went to school as Generation X, if I forgot my PE kit, it wasn't against human rights to be told to run round the field in my underwear. In fact, as Generation X, going to school, part of our PE kit was just wearing big grey knickers. Now, if you're one of the younger generations, you're watching this horrified, going, seriously, is that what you were made to do? And it was. My kids say to me, Mum, when you went to university, how did you do it? I have to be really careful not to roll my eyes. Because I'm like, what do you mean? How did I do it? Because what they're referring to is I went to school, or university, should I say, before the internet. The internet didn't exist when I started at the University of Huddersfield way back in 1990. Yes, I know it was a long time ago. But when I went to university, if you wanted to study, you went in the library. If you wanted to research or find something out, you went and sat in the library. And if that journal you needed wasn't on the shelf, you spent a long time trying to find it. And in fact, if you wanted to escape the library to go to the pub, you pretty much put your beer money into the photocopier, the big thing that sat in a room in the library. Now, my kids will say to me, what did you write your dissertation on? And I'll be like, typewriter. Because that's what I used, a typewriter. It might have been an electric one, but we didn't have PCs. In fact, my housemate had one of the very first PCs that were big and bulky and the little green thing that went across the screen. And if you're a Generation X or a baby boomer, you'll know what I'm talking about. When I'm doing my dissertation, the kids will say, what did you use for spell check, Mum? I'm like, seriously, Tipp-Ex. Because Tipp-Ex was spell check to my generation. But the point being, Generation X is very similar to baby boomers. In fact, Generation X has the same trait, respect. We don't need to be part of the solution. We just need to be told what to do. Tell me what you want me to do. Set the expectations, let me get on with it, and hold me accountable. Generation X likes face-to-face communication, likes verbal communication. In fact, when Generation X started work, it was still analogue phones and dial-up internet. Some of you are going, what's dial-up internet? Dial-up internet was where you had businesses like AOL, America Online, who would give you a disk that went in your computer and you connected and dialed up through your analogue phone line. And you had to be really, really patient and also pray that somebody at home didn't pick up the phone, because if they picked up the phone, they disconnected the internet. So we had an element of patience. In fact, Generation X can still remember when 3 TV channels became 4 with Channel 4. And likely still remember when you got up off the sofa and went and switched the TV over, because remote controls were not common back then. My point being, Generation X and baby boomers can read it, they remember it, they just want you to tell them what to do, and it's very, very simple in the way that we go around things. They likely still print things off, and they will likely write them down in a notebook. Generation X, key trait, respect.